It's not always sunny here in Southwest Florida. As you can see, I'm still drying out from the showers that just came through. But you know who loves the rain? Our county parks, and we're going to learn about them today. Stick around. First of all, thank you so much for meeting with us here today in one of the wonderful parks we have. Can you give us a little bit of an overview, number of parks, size of them, things of that nature?
Yeah, so Sarasota County has over 150 parks, 55,000 acres, 35 miles of shoreline, and over 500 miles of trails here in Sarasota County.
That's fantastic. So there's quite a variety of parks. Can you give us an idea as to the differences that we're going to find here in Sarasota County?
So you'll see everything from our beaches, which are very popular, and even they have a different personality. When you go to Lido versus Siesta versus Manasota Key, all have a different texture of sand and just a different personality. Then we have natural areas. A big portion of that 55,000 acres are our natural areas that have miles and miles of trails as part of them. Then you have athletic facilities, very similar to where we are here today at Twin Lakes Park. We have a ton of different types of athletic fields. We have over 100 agreements with nonprofits that operate leagues here within our parks. And then last but certainly not least is our recreation centers and our neighborhood parks, which are all over the county for people to use.
Very cool. Activities. There's a ton of activities that people can participate in. Give us a little bit of an idea as to what we can experience when in the parks as well.
So we love to say that our parks are not only used by the hundreds of thousands of citizens we have here, but the millions of visitors. And I think that it's because you could probably have a different experience in our parks every single day of the year. If you want to go to the beach, you can go to the beach. If you want to go in nature and feel like you're in the middle of nowhere, you can do that. If you want to take your bike and go 60 miles of continuous trail on the Legacy Trail, you can do that. If you want to watch your kids in a soccer tournament, you can do that here in Sarasota. So really any recreational outdoor experience, kayaking, etc., that you want, you can do here in Sarasota.
Very cool. And in an earlier episode, I actually interviewed the folks from the Legacy Trail, the nonprofit side of it. There's some new expansion coming soon to the Legacy Trail. Maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we concluded the Legacy Trail Extension project a couple of years ago, and that connected downtown Sarasota to the city of Northport. So pretty much our entire county. Our next two big projects that we have working on the Legacy Trail is to do a connector from the Legacy Trail at Beneva and Fruitvale all the way to UTC and Lakewood Ranch, connecting Nathan Benderson Park and a variety of parks along the way there. We're also working on the bifurcated trail, so our new extension will have pieces of that trail which will have a separate trail right next to it to get those kids and bikes and the dog walkers kind of separated. And then the third big project is the overpasses. As you know, FDOT is working on some big overpasses. We actually have 3 additional ones coming online, hopefully in the next few years.
Very cool. You mentioned dogs, and I know dogs are everywhere. They're out dining, they're walking. People love their dogs in Sarasota, and we've got some fantastic dog-friendly and welcoming places here. Maybe you can tell folks a little bit about that?
Sure. A few years ago, Sarasota County made pretty much about 85% of our parks dog-friendly, which means we invite dogs to be here in our parks on a 6-foot leash. We ask them to stay off of our athletic fields, and some of our preserves that are really environmentally sensitive, they're not allowed. But in the most cases, many of our parks are dog friendly. We also have some off-leash dog parks within our system that are spread out across the whole county. 17th Street Regional Park has a dog park, Lakeview, and then down south we have the very special Brohard Dog Beach, which we manage for the city of Venice. That is always a fan favorite.
It is a fan favorite. So I've heard a little bit about this land acquisition program. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Sarasota County is very special in the fact that we have over 33% of Sarasota County land is protected in some way. And a lot of that has to do with Sarasota County parks and the state park system. But a lot of that has to do with our amazing land acquisition program that is voter referendum approved. So voters said, hey, I want to tax myself to protect land. And that program has the environmentally sensitive land portion and the neighborhood park land. It is set to expire in 2029. So we have been given direction. We will be bringing that to the voters to extend that program in 2026. And so we just, between now and then, really want to celebrate what the program has done and encourage people, if they have land that they want to nominate, they should do so.
Very cool. So Lastly, one thing that I found surprising moving into the area is when I drove by Oscar Shore State Park and I see smoke billowing out of it and nobody seemed panicked.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about why that's happening so that other folks maybe don't experience that same surprise that I did?
So yeah, absolutely. So one of the most important tools that we have in land management is prescribed fire. And prescribed fire is called that. Some people like to call it controlled burns. It's really, you can't really ever control fire. So it's prescribed burns, and they're written, a prescription is written for them. It is so important for two major reasons. A, the environmental impact. Land is supposed to burn. For years and hundreds of years, lightning strikes in the state of Florida caused burns, which then allows new growth to happen. It's important for animals and our wildlife and to regenerate. So there's a huge environmental component for us. On the flip side, it's a really important safety, public safety. Allowing fire to set certain breaks and allow that to help mitigate wildfires that could, if not prescribed and not managed through the land, can race across land that hasn't been burned in years and then be in danger of homes, etc.
Yeah, we see that happening in other places, and it's good that we're taking control of that as much as we can.
So smoke is not bad most of the time.
Especially if there's a sign out front that says, don't worry.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate this.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. I'd like to thank Nicole for meeting with us today to talk to us more about the county parks and what's available here in Sarasota County. I really encourage you to check out their website where you can learn more about what parks are available, amenities, activities. You can even search by location. More importantly, get out and check out these parks. With over 150 of them, it would take you almost 5 months if you went to one park per day to explore them all. And as always, stick around for the next episode of Why Sarasota. Be well.